Hello, everyone. Happy July. I hope everybody had a wonderful Independence Day weekend and that you're enjoying the summer, whether it's a break or more relaxed homeschooling or just, continuing on the way that your school year goes. I wanted to just kind of call to your attention that tomorrow, July 6th, 2022, the Division of Non-Public Education reopens their notice of intent process. So usually everybody remembers that as July 1st for the new school year, but because of the holiday weekend this year, that begins tomorrow. So if you are a new homeschooler signing up to kind of start your homeschooling journey for the 2022-2023 school year, then you can begin doing that tomorrow, July 6th. So I believe those are still accepted during business hours from roughly 9 to 5 on weekdays. And you can begin filing tomorrow, especially if you need to withdraw your students from a school that they would be expected to return to in the fall. So there's really otherwise no hurry to kind of get that done. You want to give yourself time prior to the day your student would be expected to report to that public, private, charter school. And just make sure that you have time to hear back about your notice of intent. So typically during these first few days, the turnaround time to get your acknowledgement and be assigned your number and all that stuff could be a little longer. And by longer, I mean a couple of days as opposed to about a day. They're usually really quick with turning those things around. However, that brings me to the second topic for today, which is updating the enrollments of homeschools. So, in the homeschool, or in the law, the part of the law that governs homeschools in our state, we are required to update our address anytime we move, make sure that we have valid contact information on file with the Division of Non-Public Education, and to close our homeschool when we no longer have students homeschooling. So whether that's because all of your students have graduated or all of the applicable students have gone back into another public, private, charter school, then you are required to notify the Division of Non-Public Education that you are closing your homeschool. This is often overlooked, especially by people who homeschool, kind of in a hurry or as a response to something not going well in the school. And then when they're done, they just put their student back in school and forget about that closing part. Often also families that move out of state or out of the area, and this causes a change in the educational situation, forget to close their homeschools. So the Division of Non-Public Education has been tasked by the state legislature to kind of do their best to update those records and make sure that the open homeschools that they have on file are indeed open and that they do have valid contact information for those homeschools as they are required to have. So this actually was in an act that was passed by the state legislature or state senate or whoever handles the budgeting and stuff like that at the state level. And I'll drop a link to that in the comments because it's always important to read these things for ourselves to see where that is. So let's see if I can put that link in there right now. So you can check that out, and you want to go directly to page 448. So let's see here. So go to page 448, 449 for the info on why and the report that the Division of Non-Public Education is being asked to submit by August 1st to the state. So they are working hard to kind of get those numbers up to date to make sure that they are correctly funded and that all the monies that float around for education are correctly distributed. So It's not a bad idea if you haven't visited your profile or your portal in a while to kind of go in there, update your students, let them know. I just did that for our school. Again, enrolling particular students is not required by the law. Updating their ages is not required by the law, but go ahead in there and make sure that you have a current address, email address, phone number, some contact information, but especially your address. Your mailing address needs to be updated. So if you get a letter, an email, a phone call from the Division of Non-Public Education, they are acting within the law, and they are allowed to just verify and confirm that your homeschool is either open or closed. That's all they're calling to figure out. They're not otherwise checking up on you or anything like that. So go ahead and help them out. Let them know whether you are still in open homeschool, if that your contact information is correct, and that they can count you among our wonderful community of homeschoolers. So I hope that helps. If anybody has questions tomorrow as you go through that process, or over the next 2 days as you go through that process of filing your notice of intent, don't be afraid to reach out. You can connect through Messenger, WhatsApp. You can text our office phone number here, 919-346-3098. We'll also be here tomorrow afternoon from noon to 4, and Thursday as well, I believe, from noon to 4. So if you need to stop in, get any help with that, I'd be happy to help you out, okay? So good luck and welcome to all the new homeschoolers, and thank you all for being such a wonderful community. I hope you're having a great summer, and I do hope to see you here at the center soon. Have a great night, everybody.